Hello, this is Sakamoto and welcome back. This is part 4 of Intro into CVS 2, and today we're going to go into the last remaining groove for Capcom groove, and that is P groove. So let's get into that. P groove, also known as third strike groove. It's close, kinda. There are some differences to it, so let's get into it. P groove. We'll do a charge character right now. I'm gonna have to switch around for some stuff, but to just show off some specific aspects of the group. But who do I want? Yeah, that way I can get multiple hitting fireballs, would be nice. So the reason why it's like third strike is mostly because it has parry for the most part, which we'll get into. So first off, as usual, motion. It is the last of the Capcom groove, so it has dashing. Not confused with his command hop, but it has dashing, double tapping forward, all that stuff. It is the first groove to, however, have short hop, which with Blanca makes it broken. But anyways, short hop, basically it's reminiscent of the fact that third strike had command overhead, which was pressing 2 buttons. This is done by, I always keep forgetting to do this, I'm sorry. You don't need the attack data. By just lightly tapping up or up to down really quickly. Okay? And so it allows you can get cross-ups with it, you can dit, and all that kind of stuff. It's very useful for characters with a really strong far-hitting normal, like his jump roundhouse, his jump fierce. Unlike in third strike, that command normal is a specific move, you can short hop with any button. Jump short, jump medium, whatever. So whatever is useful. A lot of times you will see jump short into jump heavy attack into like an uppercut if you're like Sagat. Usually it's used for, you know, that kind of thing and that kind of stuff. So you'll see that a lot. Is usually they'll try and hit confirm that. You'll see them crouching, and so there's a lot of characters that you can do short hop and whiff and then go low and then get a combo. So no, his is really hard. Almost. But anyways, that's the idea. So you can mix between that, doing this into low, doing this, and then into throw instead, and that kind of thing. Okay? So short off's a very strong tool. Another thing that P groove has, which we've seen before, get you record here real quick. Just gonna knock him down. Is it has what C groove has, so that's normal get up. Holding button, you have slow rise or delayed wake up. Like I said before, in C groove, it's good for if you're getting pressured down, getting crossed up, mixed up a lot. You can hold that button and try and mess up their mix-up timing and that kind of thing. It doesn't do anything about what you can do for wake up. It just gets you up faster. Gets you up slower. I think it adds 15 frames of animation. And the last thing that P groove has, last thing that P groove has is the fact that it has parry. Perfect timing. It has parry, which is similar to from what you see in third strike, which is you tap a direction just before getting attacked. If you attack, you press forward if it's a high or mid-high or a jumping attack, and you tap down if it's a low attack, and it will parry. So just to show that real quick. That just resets the recording time. Okay. Okay. Pooey. Okay. You can do it while in the air, although timing gets a little messed up. That was a really weird delay. Oh my god, I have to delay that really that much? Holy shit. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm trying to land on it so I can actually get multiple hits. Oh, I'm keep going through it. But, okay, you get the idea. That's just parrying forward. The timing is actually exactly the same as it is in third strike, where it's 10 frames Basically, if you tap forward and within 10 frames that attack hits you, it will parry. That's if you tap and go to neutral. If you tap forward and hold, the timing is actually only 5 frames. Basically, that's to for the game to basically say, oh, you didn't meant to actually do a parry, you meant to hold forward. So you have a less frames window if you tap and hold forward than you do if you tap and go to neutral. Okay. And then there's also similar in Third Strike where there's a certain amount of frames that you can't parry again, so you can't just mash forward, which I kind of did, but you can't just mash forward and get parried. You have to actually time it. Okay. Now, technically, there's a thing where you can counteract that in some way. I read on a fact that if you, by going to a different direction and going back to the same direction, you can cancel out those frames, but don't need to worry about that. I mean, you can try that. You can find it's on Bucktooth's Game Fact. As you can see, the parrying doesn't really stop time or slow it down like it does in Third Strike. Wow, my timing is awful. The speed of the game pretty much stays the same when you're parrying. There's not really a flash and, oh, you can actually react to what's going on and do something about it. At least that's what I've noticed after been playing Third Strike this weekend. One thing special about charge characters, if I can do this right, oh my god, is that after consecutive parries, you can still get a charge move out. So I was doling down back, I parried 3 times, and I pressed a Fierce right afterwards, and I got a Blanca Ball. That applies to, if I can get it, timing's horrible. Oh, give me a break. I suck. Oh my god, why am I missing the last? I'm getting anxious, I'm missing the last one. And you can get a super right after as well. So basically, the multiple parries forward only counts as 1 forward, and you keep that charge buffer. You can even do, for instance, oh my god, my timing's horrible. I'm getting anxious. Oh, come on. Oh, give me a break. You can get 2 in between. So that's useful. For instance, if somebody's doing, well, if you have super, that we can go through the fireball. Let's say someone does a meaty, let's say a super fireball in your face, and you're parrying it, trying to survive from chip out. If you see them trying to, while you're parrying, they can probably, if they recover fast enough, they can come forward and try and hit you out of it, try to mess up your parry timing. You can super right through at any point during those parries. It's basically you just parry, and then you go back to forward again. That's easy for a charge move. Technically, you can even parry and do a motion super, but like I said, the delay, the freeze that there is for parry in this game, unlike in Third Strike, is very low. It's possible, you just have to be really fast, and I've tried it with like rock and stuff, and it's really hard. I'll try it out later just to show it, but anyways. And then, so really quickly, and going into, we'll stop this really quick, just for right now. Other way, there we go. One thing to show, let me change this to normal, is the meter gauge. So as you can see, the meter on the bottom, you have 1 full meter. Thank you. You have 1 full meter, and that means to build it, do normals, is that the only way to build it is that, and you only get 1 super. You have no level 1s, you have no level 2, you have 1 gigantic level 3 that adds like, I think 10% damage or something like that. And so that's one of the reasons why P groove is considered a really low tier groove, is that your meter management is critical, because a lot of times your first character is not going to have meter. It's just, unless you have a character that builds it really quickly and you're good at parrying, you're probably not going to have meter for the first character, mostly for the second and third. And then when you're at the second character, the question is, do you use it? When do you use it? And then if you use it, your third character not going to have it to try and bring back the game. So it's one of the main reasons why P groove is considered a low tier groove. It's not considered the lowest, I would say. It's probably bottom 3. It's definitely not up there. It's probably considered low with high potential, because parrying is a strong mechanic. It's just really hard to do in this game because A, there's a bunch of different characters and all with different parry timings. I could go and show it. Just like in third strike, if a move has multiple hits that hit like one frame right after the other, for instance, in this case it would be Toto's wave thing. You parry once and it'll parry the whole hit. One quick thing. I guess I should show that, but do I want to go in? I'll go back into. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. But another thing that is wrong, that has a problem with PRugal is, we'll actually do this to show with the same characters, and that gives me opportunity to show the other thing I wanted to do before I jumped ahead. We'll do Toto. Shoot, I did that wrong. Damn. Oh well. Because I'm not gonna be able to block on my side. God darn it. No, I can I still show it? I can still show it. One thing that, oops, I'm a moron. I didn't mean to. I meant to do something. Sorry. Forgive me. My head is I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. I wanted A groove on this side. That. P groove on this side. Yeah, I should be able to still show it. Yeah, I can still show it. Okay. I forgot what I was doing for a second. One thing that's a really huge part of the reason why P groove is considered low is the fact that your guard meter is technically 80% of that of normal, and I'll show that here. Oops, no, not that. I want all guard, meaning that you have 80% regular guard meter, minus 20% from normal. So, for instance, let that go back down. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits to guard break, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go with that. 1. Please don't throw me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So that's pointing that out. So basically, what they've done is they give you this really strong mechanic, but they basically said if you don't use it, you're at a disadvantage. So you have a higher chance of getting guard broken. When you look on videos online of guard break combos for A groove, it's always against P groove. Why? Because it has the lowest guard meter. The only one that has something similar is K groove, which I'll get into once we get to it. So you have 80% normal. So it's very easy to get guard broken. So you have to be careful with that. So basically they punish you for not using the parry mechanic, which I think is pretty bad. And then one thing I wanted to show, let me set this back to stand, and instead of guard I'm going to have it all parry. One thing that, let me change mine to recover. Okay, so like I said, that is technically one hit forward. You don't have to do that fast, okay? If it hits that fast, it will parry it all. One thing to show is that in custom combo, so you notice I can't cancel out. If you parry a move, you cannot cancel during custom combo. Or maybe you can. Or maybe the timing's just a little wacky. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I was debating with this on somebody. Hold on. Let me change this to infinite so I can keep doing this. Hold on. But that just might be a regular cancel, but can I do... Yeah, you can't do stuff like that. So you can do you can still cancel like normals and stuff like that, but you can't do specific... Because normally this works in air. Okay, so let me show that real quick. So normally, oops. Okay, so that's one thing. So they can still cancel normally, like low forward fireballs and that kind of stuff, but they can't cancel that normal. Actually, can I do? Oops, help if I. I'll parry. Can I? Nope, can't even cancel into it like that. Interesting that that cancels. So it looks like you can cancel a normal into special still, even with the parry, but you can't cancel out of the special. So, for instance, if someone's trying to show you with Sakura or do this to break your guard, if you parry the first hit, they cannot cancel again, so they will just fall and you're punishable. Okay? So keep in mind when playing against A groove, which is your bane if you're a P groove player, because if you don't get that first parry, you're screwed. Now let's say, now his is easier because you just parry once. If you're doing show, if you have to parry all those, I think it's 6 or 7 hits of show, of the Shoryuken from Sakura, otherwise if it starts hitting, they can start canceling. So be aware. And because you have no other defensive option, parrying is the last thing that P groove has. So you have no alpha counter. There is no red parry in this game, unlike Third Strike. So someone starts shipping you out with show or any custom combo for that matter, you can't get yourself out of it. So if you're blocking, get ready to be guard broken, and that's just the way it works. Some really quick, some really fun stuff, some really interesting things in parry. There's only 2 supers I know that do this. Maybe we'll pick both the characters to show it. We'll do it the other way. We'll do Kim on this side, and we'll do Morgan on this side. So as you know, there's some hit supers that go into an animation when they happen, right? Normally, like if you were to do Rock, for instance, he has a shine knuckle. If you hit, he does into a motion that ends in a rising tackle. For instance, his super hits. Okay? Normally, in any other super, that doesn't work out like that. I probably should have picked Rock to show it, but normally, if it was Rock, it would just hit once and then you parry once and that's it. For some reason, Kim's super continues on after you parry. Now this is the computer parrying it. I would probably parry the first like 1 or 2 and then stop. The next thing is dummy setting, record. Is this one. Now the problem with parrying that one is that when you parry the first part of it, that her shadow comes out and you have to parry the rest or block it. The problem is what happens if you try to block. Look how much guard break that did. And doing a super does nothing. She's fully invincible throughout it. So if you parry this, it's better to actually block this, actually. Oh, didn't even get my super out. Hold on. It's better to block that, okay? It's the weirdest. Yeah, you cannot get out of that. What about my flash kick? Hold on. Seems like there's enough delay on that I might be able to. Nope. That's so funny. I'll do the other super, see if I can. Let's see what happens when I do the other super. I'm pretty sure she's fully invincible throughout. Oh, I didn't parry. Oh, let me get out of here. Okay. Walk forward. Okay. Whee! So, anyways, just keep that in mind. It's a weird mechanic for. It only works with Morgan and Kim. Everybody else's super that does that, like for instance, Rock's Shine Knuckle will only hit once. Well, at least his level 3. His level 1 and 2 have multiple hits that you have to parry. But in any case, I think that's mostly what I had for parry. That's pretty much all parry has P groove has is parry. It's a very strong groove if you can parry. The problem is there's so many, because they're short hop, there's so many different specials that do different amount of hits. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show, is how hard it is to actually parry multiple hit supers. So I'm gonna do just somebody and then just throw super fireballs with like Sagat doing multiple hits, just to show that, you know, I try and practice this, and you can try, but for the parry timing, I don't know what it is, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Who knows? Maybe someone can give me some insight on that. But for me, for some reason, parrying supers in general, even fireball supers that you're like, oh, I can wait for it. You're right. All right, let me just parry this. Is really hard to get the timing right. So that's level 1. Level 2. And level 3. Oops. And that thing came out faster than I expected. See, I can always get the first and then... If you notice, I don't know if you can hear my stick, but that came out... That last one, I wasn't sure if I could... let me get out of here. Let me get out of the corner here. Ah, that comes faster than I expect. Basically, what I feel it is that the timing is the same, but what happens is you can't go by the reaction of you parrying the fireball. Because I've noticed that when I parry, I do like I do 4, and then I find myself hitting again because I'm like, am I still parrying? Because basically, the parry animation happens after the fact, and it seems like there's a delay. Like the timing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the animation takes a lot longer to finish for some weird reason. At least that's what I feel like, and I might be wrong, but so let me reset that. Trying to just so I can. If you notice, I'm not gonna have to replay that. But if I hit 4 times and that 4th step forward was well before you saw that 4th parry animation. So that's my take on it. Why parrying supers in this game is so hard, because the timing for it is not based on the actual thing. It's a specific timing. You just have to keep doing whether or not you're hearing the parrying in your ear and seeing it on screen. But that might be just me. I don't know. I have to double check that. But anyways, that's mostly it for parry. I think I got through most of it. Most of the time, you're gonna have some really strong players that are in parry, P-Groove. Most of the time, you see CBS, Cammy, Blanca, Sagat, just because having those strong normals and stuff, and able to cancel the super makes it a lot better for those characters. Having that short hop is good for Blanca. You'll see a lot of people who do play P-Groove will usually have a character that can build a meter decently fast enough in the beginning, and who doesn't really need it. So like a Soner, like Yamazaki is a good example. He can kick the dirt and swipe with his hands, build meter while still doing well enough that he can survive. And then you'll have a strong character like maybe Geese in the background, who can combo into his level 3 really easily, or even Sagat. Most of the time is what you'll see, just so because he can cancel, he can parry, use Fierce into Fireball, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a fun groove, but it's just that it has, because of its guard meter downside, unless you are a parry god, which most of the top P groovers are, it's a very hard groove to master. It's a low tier but high potential if you're good enough at parrying. Just like I said, timing wise, I feel is much different than Third Strike. If they added red parry, it probably would break the game, but it would give it that extra defensive mechanic needed to survive against A groove. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If I missed anything majorly important P groove, let me know. Maybe I got something wrong, let me know. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you got you interested. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. We'll be starting SNK grooves. See you then.